Welcome to the weekend here at the Portland Expo, where the 9-7 Maine Celtics prepare to take on the 5-11 Westchester Knicks. Maine's homestand continues, and they're looking to rebound after falling short in an overtime loss to Grand Rapids. Spencer Martin with the coach John Scheinman, and today Maine welcomes back their big man, Amari Williams.
Love watching Amari Williams back, but Coach Pressey's even more happy that Amari's back after impacting winning with the Celtics in Boston. Coach Pressey says he has to dominate on this level. When Amari Williams steps on the court, everybody's on triple-double watch.
6 games played with the big club, including 2 starts, and here's Coach Pressey talking about Amari returning to the lineup in Maine.
But offensively, he's our hub. We can play through him. He'll get the ball, he'll touch the ball, but he plays for others. So him being able to impact the game without scoring is a big benefit for us.
Maine also gets Tosan Awoma back in the lineup. He was out on Thursday, and remember, he started the season with the Knicks on a 2-way contract, and he's made a big impact here with the Celtics, Coach.
Happy to have him back in the lineup. Awoma always wants to do great against the club that just lets you go. I expect him to have a big game this afternoon in the Expo.
And tonight's Maine Celtics starting 5 is presented by Man Law, personal injury lawyers focused on you. Max Shulga, the point guard and 2-way player. Kendall Brown, Tosan Awoma after missing Thursday's matchup with the calf strain. Jalen Bridges, and there he is, the big man, Amari Williams, back in a Maine Celtics uniform, rounds out your starting 5. As for the Westchester Knicks, Paul Zelinskis earns his first start this season. Dink Pate, Toby Okani, Trey Jamison III, and Nicholas Jourdain also earning his first start of the regular season. For the Maine Celtics on the injury report, no Ron Harper Jr. out due to illness after he put up 37 points on Thursday. And as for the Westchester Knicks, well, buckle up. They're without 7 guys on the team today. Obadiah Noel, Macomb Dadier, Isaiah Roby, and Vinicius Da Silva, as well as Manny Obaseki, all out due to injury in some form. Also Dylan Jones not with team. Kevin McCullough Jr., the other 2-way, also unavailable here for the Knicks. Hey, Coach, Westchester has more members of their coaching staff than players, just 8 suited up today.
Support staff looks great in their sweats, but only G League minimum, have to dress 8.
Yep.
And the Knicks are here with 8.
And right away, Maine goes down low to Amari Williams, and a noticeable size advantage goes to Awoma. There's the British connection on display for the first time this season here at the Expo.
4 British players in the NBA, 2 on display today.
And we'll talk more about that as we continue. Of course, Awoma, we mentioned in the open, a former Westchester Knick himself, making a pay early on as Zelinskis opens his bank account on the first possession.
This is 6th game with the Knicks, started the season with 905. As you mentioned, Spencer, his first start.
Bridges, no good from 3 there.
I am sure Phil Pressey is ecstatic to look on the floor and see Awoma and Williams.
He's ecstatic, and Westchester is not.
And I referred to the last time out. Awoma was out with an illness. Williams was with the big club, and Hassan Ward only played 10 minutes and fouled out.
Yeah. It's a lot different look for Maine, and Shulga somehow found back to him. He missed it from wide open range. Here come the other way. Jourdain in the open floor as Awoma hit the deck. 5-2, Knicks lead.
Nice outlet by the Knicks off the Celtics, missing the easy bunny.
Shulga using the big body of Amari Williams. Watch out, extra pass all around the world we go. Finds a wide open Kendall Brown. Wow, what a great offensive possession by Maine.
Awoma might be upset. He's the only Celtic that didn't touch the ball in that possession. That was a textbook possession. We've said this, both the big club and Maine Celtics passed the ball out of their post, up mid-post, better than anybody in basketball. It's impressive to watch.
There's Okani. Looks like the shot was affected maybe by Williams, but he got his own loose ball and scored.
Williams having a conversation with Joe Prince, the official, like, I thought that was out of bounds. Amari needs to go grab that one. But to quote Coach Pressey, dominate that play.
Look out, the A train coming down the track. Smart foul by Jourdain as Williams nearly put him on a poster.
Business decision for Mr. Jourdain.
Great foul there as Williams was looking for the slam in his return here to the Expo.
And we talked about this a few minutes ago in our opening. Every time Amari Williams steps on the court in the G League, he's on triple-double watch. He's such a good passer. His teammates here call him Magic. I don't know if that's stuck with the big club. And that's after Magic Johnson. And I just say that there should be a law against that. A Celtic nickname after a Laker.
Williams converts on the 1-4-2 in the G League until the final 2 minutes, shooting one free throw only. So here come the Knicks. And they're off to a heck of a start, 4 of 5 from the floor, and they maintain that 2-point advantage.
Zlinska's taken advantage of his start, already has 5 points.
Lithuania native, and how about that, the backdoor pass. Welcome back, Amari Williams. And you know, guys like Bridges and Kendall Brown are really happy to see the big man and the offensive hub back up in the lineup in Maine.
You just cut harder, because it's like when you're playing football, you know the quarterback is going to drop a dime to you. You just run your sets, or run your routes, I should say. Well, here, everybody cuts a little harder, and you got to be aware, because you could get the pass at any time.
Meanwhile, on the other end, the red hot start for Westchester continues. Shulga steps into a three, no good, a chance for the Knicks to run. Up and down season for Westchester, dealing again with all those injuries today, and Oconee is ready to fill those shoes. Back-to-back threes for Oconee.
Oconee played collegiately his last year at West Virginia, same alma mater as Celtics head coach Joe Mazzulla.
Dink Pate became a pro at just 17 years old, the youngest U.S. player to ever turn pro, and he scores there for the Knicks. 17-9 now with 8 minutes to go here in this first quarter.
Pate played for a team that no longer exists, G League Ignite, designed for young folks that were under 19 and didn't want to play in college and want to start a professional career early. Sorry, to finish that thought, the NIL has taken that away.
Right you are, and Oconee 8 points here in the first quarter, make it 10 after that one, 4 of 5. As you're right, the basketball landscape continues to change, and Westchester 8 for 9 to start this first quarter, a 10-point lead. They go down low to Williams on the block. Try to draw a foul, and the referee will oblige on the baseline.
The Knicks are taking a page out of Phil Pressey's book. When they're shorthanded, Knicks have won a game in Westchester with 8 players, and then they won recently with only 9. I believe that was against College Park. So the Knicks are coming out. Players, you know, guys love their opportunities. They don't care who's out. They're just happy they have their minutes, and that's what the G League's for. Yeah,
that game against, as you see, Oconee against College Park that you're talking about was when Dink Pate went bananas with 37 points, 11 rebounds, and 13 assists to lead Westchester. And just 5 wins in the regular season, but they're 4-7 in the month of January, trying to build a little bit of momentum after they had just 1 win during tip-off tournament play, as Williams now 2 for 2 from the free throw line.
And that's how things quickly changed. Last year they won the tip-off. This year they won 1 game.
Yeah, last year the Knicks were one of the top teams in the G League all season long until Maine ended their playoff run. As Williams now runs for Maine, looking ahead to Brown. No, it's a woman in the corner. Shulga steps into a triple, and it's nothing but net.
When his feet are set, he can't be beat. Nice play. Amari Williams, you saw that's how he earned his nickname, bringing it up. He would have got a hockey assist on that one with Amari. In basketball, you only get 1 assist. I should lobby for that to get more assists.
Maine can't slow down Oconee so far. His just his second miss of this first quarter. Up ahead, Brown. Watch out. A flash of lightning off another pass from Williams.
We expect a highlight film posterized dunk every time he's ahead of the floor.
It was a 10-point lead for the Knicks, down to just 3 as Maine is starting to earn their stripes here in transition.
As we always speak about, that's how quickly things change in the G League.
Kendall Brown fighting for the board. It ends up with Amari Williams again leading the break. What a difference he makes in this lineup as Shulga absorbs the contact by Oconee. Maine starting to get back to their game here as we reach the first time out of the day.
And you saw just on that play, Shulga's so good at drawing contact, and that's why he got the foul. Stay with us. Hot start, KB for 2.
Perfect. Welcome back, and you may have noticed Maine is rocking a different look on the floor today. It is First Responders Appreciation Day at the Expo. Maine wearing those special uniforms to recognize the first responders in our area, and those are sponsored by Insurecom Restoration Group. So Maine in the blue today, the Knicks in white, a little different look from their typical green uniforms here on the parquet.
Uniforms look sharp, and the Maine Celtics ingrained in the fabric of the whole Maine community, not just the greater Portland area. And we're all grateful for our first responders, wives and nurses, as a matter of fact. Spencer, you firsthand experience in news, you see how great our first responders are in our community. It's nice to have them recognized.
Well said, as during that timeout, Hayden Gray and Pedro Bradshaw check in.
Nick showing zone for the first time after the timeout.
And Awoma couldn't make him pay, but Williams taps it out for a new possession. Shulga to Williams, always looking for that pass. He goes to Awoma, and that one rattles out.
Wow.
Pate pushing the pace for Shulga so far. Again, Westchester's led by as many as 10 already here in this first quarter. As Jamison looking for an option, the lone two-way player available for the Knicks today. In a crowded paint, Maine forces a turnover.
Hayden Gray's defense impacted that play.
One of the best at forcing turnovers in the G League, and a beautiful cut from Pedro Bradshaw gets an easy deuce.
Awoma with the great pass. Coach Pressey said it best about Tosan Awoma. He does everything well.
Awoma playing the role of facilitator that time. Williams disrupting the lob. Loose ball again. It's Bradshaw picking it up. Pushing up. Maine had numbers for a moment. Shulga to Hayden Gray in the corner. Awoma snags the offensive rebound.
Everything well. Old board by Awoma after the great assist by Awoma.
Williams behind the back to Bradshaw. Draws the foul. Beautiful feed from the two-way rookie.
Love seeing his eyes scan the court for making the passes. He had a birthday earlier in the week, did Amari Williams, trying to give presents to his teammates.
Williams turning 24 years old as he'll get his first rest of the day. Hassan Ward, you mentioned it earlier, I'm sure he's eager to get back on the floor as foul trouble kept him off of it on Thursday.
Maybe his least productive outing. I was trying to think of the right adjective. As a pro, we've seen all of Hassan's games. Just, you know, Moses Brown's a handful. You go guard a 7'2" guy. It's like a scene out of Airplane with Jabbar. But that being said, he only played just under 11 minutes and fouled out with 6 fouls. So not a productive evening for Hassan. But he's always bounced back.
Shot clock down to just 6 for the Knicks, trying to stop an 11-0 Celtics run. It's a foul on Cameron Warrens, who just entered the game.
Warrens, one of 2 players on the Celtics with D2 pedigree, just guards. He's Mr. Energy and impacts everything for this Maine Celtics club. And you know, in Cameron's case, when last year he played for Celtics, current Celtics system, Tyler Ashbrook, and this year he's playing for Phil Pressey. And when both coaches say the same thing, that's great.
Right.
And what Phil Pressey says about Cameron is, most guys say yes, coach, and then they still do what they want. When Cameron says he's going to do something, he does it. Yeah, I got that assignment. I'll make that pass. I'll do all the little things that impact winning.
And then some for Warrens, who knows he needs to step up more as a leader in his second stint, as that free throw stopped the 11-0 Maine Celtics run, put Westchester back in front. Everyone's getting involved on some beautiful backdoor passes, but it's denied at the rim as here comes Westchester.
That was a nice block by Diallo. Bradshaw thought he was home. Diallo said, not today.
Dink Pate working to the rim, lost it on the way. It stays with the Knicks. Kendall Brown back in for Awoma.
Good minutes for Awoma. And if you haven't figured out from that diatribe, Spence Martin, I'm a big fan. I'm the president of the Cameron Warrens fan club.
I'll be the vice president then.
I love it. We're co-presidents because we both fine young man.
Hayden Gray was draped all over Peyton. They call a travel on the young guard.
And that's what Hayden Gray does. I mean, he was Defensive Player of the Year in his conference and led the NCAA steals. I know we say it a lot, but I just saying that to reinforce his defense, which he's carried to the next level.
certainly has translated. 34 steals in the regular season for Hayden Gray. Roch out to Warrens, the shot clock down to just 5. Gray looking to get it done offensively. Contested mid-range jumper, no good.
Hayden Gray, he was also missed the other day because of illness, and ironically his mom came from San Diego to watch him play, and Hayden was out with an illness.
So he's back with mom in the building this time. Diallo, no good on the putback. Westchester was 8 of 9 at one point, now 8 of 14 from the floor as Gray doesn't let the defense reset. Here come the Knicks the other way. Wow, 2 guys went flying past Pate in the open floor. It looked like he got away with another travel potentially. They'll stay with the Knicks.
Celtics are on an 11-2 run. And also out with illness today is Ron Harper Jr., so not all the two-ways available for the Maine today.
Yeah, a late scratch for Ron. Again, coming off that 37-point effort. The Knicks get back in the column. That's Ball for 3. 24-20 Westchester lead. Ward, short floater, nothing but net. That's that evolution of Hassan's game offensively in his second season with the Celtics. Dink Pate, never afraid to take a shot. Pass and relocate Zelinskis now. Shot clock down to 5. Ball just hit one from there. He's got another.
Wow, Ball. He's already got his average. He's averaging 6. He has 6 in 30 seconds. And Hayden Gray was draped on him.
Selected in the G League draft out of Santa Clara. I mean, talk about some great stories in the G League ball and the draft. Okani, a 2025 tryout player. They're leading the charge for Westchester here in this first quarter.
Ball is from France. Started his college career at Arizona.
And back-to-back threes. Again, the Westchester needs guys to step up to get a win here at the Expo. Ball doing his part. Westchester up by 5 with 2 minutes to go. Well, Ron Harper Jr. is headed to NBA All-Star Weekend in Los Angeles. Harper will compete alongside his brother Dylan Harper in the Rising Stars competition. He'll represent Team G League in the mini tournament against rookie and second-year NBA players. And Celtics fans, you may remember J.D. Davison, now on a two-way with the Houston Rockets, participated in Rising Stars last season.
Exciting for the Harper family. Abby Chin reports everybody's going. Mom Maria, Ron Harper's senior dad is going. Just watch Dylan and Ron, and they played against each other in the first game. I believe that's Friday in Los Angeles. Oh.
Yeah, that will be a sight to see. Again, a pair of Rutgers standouts, a great relationship among the brothers, but sure no love lost for just, about 10 minutes during that game as Shulga was trying to ramp up the intensity on defense and gets caught with a foul.
Shulga's really improved his defense. But to finish the point on the Harper family, Ron Sr. gets a lot of credit, but Mom was a Division I player at University of New Orleans and coaches too. So the boys got a lot of Mom in them too. Always got to shout out to the moms.
Got to. That was Shoga's first personal foul. As Pate just seems to draw so much attention, and it frees up guys like Ball, who's 3 for 3 from distance.
So now he's 75% above his average, or 50% above his average.
9 points for Ball, and again, you can never rest in the G League as they go down to Williams. Look at the eyes, looking for an option. Kendall Brown, beautiful backdoor pass, but he can't score around the rim.
Unofficially, 5 Amari Williams assists have been missed on my unofficial triple-double watch.
30-22, Westchester lead. They've answered that 11-2 Maine run as Williams again on the break. Watch out for him to go right at the rim. A lot of contact.
So 2 things, Spencer. One, Amari Williams affected the shot down there, won't get credit for a shot block. And that time, if we see a replay, he was draped. That needs to be a foul. And you've heard me say this before. Sometimes people are so big, they don't get the foul call. Watch the arms. It was before that.
Yeah.
Great job on the replay by our folks up in the crow's nest.
So stays with the Celtics. The shot clock at 16. Williams went right back to Shoga, the inbounder. And Max was trying to just navigate his way around. No shot, I believe we'll see the call, but Max drawing the contact. He's at the free throw line, so he'll shoot one.
That's one of those where they didn't blow the whistle right away, but the ball was missed. So it's like, holy Toledo, we should blow that because he was hit. Human nature. And Westchester coach Sagana Jop is adamantly opposed to that call. And Coach Jop, number 8th pick back in 2001 from high school from Oak Hill. That's pretty impressive.
And drafted by the Cleveland Cavaliers, and Jop has to be proud of his team's effort so far. Jourdain, with all the time in the world, can't buy the bucket.
And Jop is a large man. We're glad he's on the other side because we never see the game.
Williams turns it over. Zelinskis out to Ball. He's had the hot hand. Not that time. Bridges hauls in the rebound. And Maine will hold for 1 shot here. A 9-second difference, shot clock and game clock.
Coach Pressey chose not to rush to try to get a quick 2 for 1. He chose, his exact words would, get a good one to his club.
Just 33% shooting from the floors. Maine so far. Shot clock down to 4. Brown elevates. He can't score. Williams, the putback. He's blocked. Wild possession as after the block, Shoga gets a steal.
You mentioned the Celtics shooting percentage. They've missed a lot of shots that they usually make. Credit the Knicks defense. Maybe it's the early start after a late game Thursday. I don't know. That was a heck of a block right there.
He's had a couple of those, has Diallo this first quarter.
Diallo, 7-footer from the Senegal.
So a tough start to the first quarter. Maine trying to end it with a little bit of momentum. It's Shoga, step back Jay. That 2 goes off front rim, and an inspired group. The Westchester Knicks with just 8 players. They take it to Maine in the first quarter here.
Great inspired play by the Knicks, taking advantage of their opportunities of their players.
As we gear up for the second quarter, well, hey, the Maine Celtics had a problem turning the ball over. Keyword had, because this turnaround in the first 13 games of the regular season, Maine was averaging 19 turnovers a game. They went over 20 5 times during that part of the season, but in the last 3, Maine has had just 25 total turnovers, averaging 8 per game. They've jumped from the bottom of the league to the middle of the pack and climbing. John, just 2 turnovers there in that first quarter.
Phenomenal. When we walked into Coach Pressy's office, first words out of my mouth, Coach, 8.3 turnovers in the last 3 games. He smiled ear to ear. And the point guard's tough on his guys on taking care of the ball.
And that's the 4th turnover here in this first half on the Knicks.
Great job by Pedro Bradshaw settling to play that down.
Westchester, 30th out of 31 teams in turnovers, and Maine makes them pay.
Pedro Bradshaw gathered himself, allowed the Celtics to get a wide open 2-foot planted 3. Great job by the veteran.
Bradshaw over 120 NBA G League games played, but Jourdain with way too much space there puts the Knicks back up in front by 6.
Can't give him that much space.
And there's a turnover by Maine. Okani trying to go through Williams. No contact called. Here comes the second-round draft pick again, leading the break. Backdoor feed. Bradshaw was trying to reward Williams, and a kick ball on Westchester.
It's like Amari Williams making a concerted effort to get everybody involved. He might need to be a little more aggressive and just go try to dunk everything. That might be a conversation that Coach Pressy might share it at halftime. Unsure.
Yeah, part of that challenge to dominate, and I'm sure it's got to be interesting for Williams, his role changing so drastically from Boston. It's all about screening, rebounding, rim protection. Here, a true offensive hub for the Maine Celtics, acting as their point guard at times. There is Maine's point guard, Max Shulga. The Bradshaw, not that time.
Boy, how many opportunities have they missed inside? Celtics only shooting 30% from the floor.
Kendall Brown trying to force a steal. Williams hits the deck immediately. How about the effort from Amari? It stays with the Knicks, but Coach Pressy loves seeing his big man hit the parquet.
Partner, that is a Tommy point. Tommy points in Boston, legendary Celtic former broadcaster, coach, player, Tommy Heinsohn. Anytime somebody made an extra hustle play, it was a Tommy point. They still give them. That was one for Amari Williams.
Zero hesitation from Williams, who told Boston media members it's been a long week just figuring out where he's going to be on a day-to-day basis. And there's a foul drawn by Ball, who will look to continue to add to his total here in the first half.
So Ball, he's hard to guard out there with his legs, the way he kicks his legs out. He's going to get one shot for 3, correct? Was that in the act of 3 or?
Right you are. Here's the replay. Contact there with Bridges. We'll send Ball back to the free throw line here. Shooting 1 for 3, and he's got 12 points.
So double his average. Everybody steps up with their opportunity. Definition of G League. Adama Ball getting it done.
Just like that, the Knicks lead back up to 9 here. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Shulga and Williams working together. Max Shulga, again, no Ron Harper Jr. We've seen him step up in big spots. He got caught going to the ground, and we were just talking about Maine turnovers, and now a couple of sloppy ones here in the early part of the second quarter.
Max fell, and just instead of he was going to get called for a travel, so like throwing it down the field on 4th down when you're down in the last play of the game kind of situation.
Dink Pate playing the role of distributor. That 3, no good. Here comes Williams. Puts his shoulder down, get out of that man's way, but Diallo called for the foul that time, but he's been great dealing with Williams to this point. 2 blocks, 3 as a team so far. And
well, Diallo,
I think he'll take that foul
yes,
there.
Diallo's as tall, or maybe even not what it says on the stat sheet. That's irrelevant on the roster. As tall as Amari. So he's done a great job going straight up in the air on a lot of Amari's drives. Williams is going to get 2 free throws.
It's the 3rd trip to the line for Williams as Jamison comes in, as well as Zelinskis for Westchester. Bradshaw goes to the bench for Maine, and Hayden Gray checks back in.
Celtics are 4 of 4 so far from the free throw line. Williams being 2 of 2.
It's been another point of focus for Maine as Amari Williams over 70% from the line. What a luxury to continue to cash in on all these trips to the free throw line. You can't hack a Shaq the Big.
No, and that's another free throw shooting was their Achilles heel. The last 5 games, they've shot over 86% from the free throw line.
Dink Pate for 3. No good. Westchester, one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the league, but Hayden Gray, one of the best guys at stealing in the league, and that's a goaltending the steal and score for Hayden Gray. As Coach Pressey now encouraging his team to pick up full court after that.
We don't talk about stuff with Hayden Gray. That's why he leads the G in steals, but he protects the body. See his hands way out in front so the defenders can't block the shot. And he's used to doing that because he's always in front stealing the ball.
And the former Big West Player of the Year, as you said, translating to the G League as a beautiful finish by Pate over the outstretched arms of Amari.
Shoga got banged up on that one, a little shaken up. He looks fine.
Gray to Williams, taking his time, leaves it off the glass for 2. We've seen that connection build, and Hayden Gray said Amari's definitely probably his favorite player to play with just because of his availability around the rim.
Yeah, the fans put him on the spot asking him who's his favorite player. That's a hard question for anybody to answer.
At miss 3 as Maine again cuts back into this Westchester lead. It's been as many as 10 in this first half. Gray out to Awoma. Nothing but net for Tosan Awoma against his former team. That's going to cause a timeout to come from Sagana Jop after this latest basket from the former Nick.
Again, Awoma, he does everything well. We've seen it. So this time, let him alone, knock it down to 3. The Knicks should know better.
Well, you just saw that 3 from Awoma, and the Maine Celtics starting to fill it up from 3-point range. In the past 2 games, the Celtics have made 42 total 3-pointers. Maine's attempted 97 in those last 2 games, shooting 43% from beyond the arc, and they're now up to 34% from distance on the season.
And 40% today with the hot shooting on 4 of 10. Great graphic on Awoma's 3.
And the 3-point shot was sure to be key in this game, as Westchester all about shooting the 3. They get a lot of their points from distance. In fact, they're second in the G League in 3-point field goal attempt percentage. 47% of their shots come from 3 on average in the regular season in tip-off play.
And they haven't disappointed today, as half their shots have come from behind the arc. And you see, I don't know, was that inside or outside, but Zelinski's going to go to the free throw line. And much like Pate, O'Connor already has double his average. He's averaging 5. He's scored 10 already.
And hard to believe that's the first free throw attempt of the season for Zelinskis, and he scores.
Zelinskis up to 8 points. That was a 2.
Yeah, already 14 three-point shot attempts. Westchester averaging 41 per game. That's third among G League teams. Here's Williams, backdoor to Awoma, no good. Again, point-blank range has not favored Maine.
Westchester has 8 points from the free throw line.
It's been a part of this game so far as Jourdain leaves it short. Yet another 3 for the Knicks. There's Hayden Gray, blows right past Peyton, leaves it off the glass. He's spoken about that with me. You know, guys kind of underestimate him offensively, and he makes them pay.
He's really quick, and you see, but he's a great finisher. He uses to square his shoulders, square his hips. What I mean by squaring the hips, your body's square to the rim, Spencer. You can't get blocked. You have to foul you.
Looks like a timeout here from Coach Job, trying to do just a substitution, but he was really giving it to one of his players, Jourdain, providing a little bit of instruction, and then everyone threw in their substitutions at the same time.
We had a line change, so you as the play-by-play guy, good luck.
Just going to let him play it out for a moment as Awoma blow by on the baseline, uses his body, elevates, no good, but the putback by Ward.
The Warden is back. College coach gave Hassan a nickname, the Warden. His teammates call him Haas.
Jamison just powers through the Warden that time, back up to a 3-point lead for Westchester.
Jamison doing a combination McHale Euro move on the same play.
So Hayden Gray now leading this offense for Maine with Shoga and, I should say, the point center Amari Williams on the bench. Ward trying to do it himself and get some revenge on Jamison. He'll go to the free throw line.
Jamison's like, that's not a foul. I've played the NBA on a two-way. He even took his goggles off. Now, why do you have to take your goggles off to talk? They're not over his mouth. I'm just asking a question. I haven't seen that before. He wanted to make his point, like when your parents take their glasses off to lecture you.
Get that eye contact.
He was determined to make his point.
Jourdain comes in for Pate. Hassan steps up to the free throw line. 71% this season for the big man.
Dramatically improved from last year.
And the former Iowa State Cyclone comes up empty on the 6th free throw attempt of the day, the first miss for the Maine Celtics so far. Jourdain looking for options. Here's Okani, 12 first quarter points for the local tryout player. Ward pokes it away. It stays with the Knicks with just 5 on the shot clock.
Knicks look a little confused. Okani and Zelinskis, excuse me, I apologize. Zelinskis, we're having a little conversation.
And again, it's tapped away, but this time a foul is called here on the sideline right in front of Westchester's bench. Second personal foul on Jalen Bridges called. And the shot clock goes to 14 here.
So Knicks gains 11 seconds on that foul.
11 seconds they'll certainly take as, again, Maine just trying to get back on track. They've lost 2 of their last 3 at home. 11-4 overall here in this building. Beautiful footwork and post move there from Jamison.
That's textbook. James has made 2 big-time finishes in the paint, proving why he's on a 2-way contract. Started at Clemson and finished at UAB, did Jamison.
Ward again making it happen himself around the paint. They're giving him that shot, and Haas is taking it.
Great to see.
Westchester, again, no good on the 3. Gray had Warrens up ahead, goes right at the Knicks. 1-2 step Cameron Warrens in transition.
Nice pass by Hayden Gray. Gray got the rebound and the assist on the same play.
That's been the key for Maine all season long. Creating stops on defense, forcing turnovers and getting easy buckets on the other side. They'll have those opportunities against the Knicks. There's nearly a turnover that time. Instead, the 3 goes down for Zelinskis.
Zelinskis is up to 11 Excuse me, it was a 2, so that makes it 10.
Talk about guys taking advantage of their opportunities as it went off the knee of Gray and goes back to the Knicks.
Interesting pace of play, Spencer. Don't know there's a lot of bobbles today.
We've spoken about the tough season for Westchester, just injuries. A lot of players play with them on assignment, so then when those NBA guys, those draft picks aren't on assignment, they get a different look. Westchester last in the G League in pace, but so far they're getting up and down with Maine here in the Expo.
Well, you know, each club plays to their parents' club. Give me a charge. I guess they're not going to call a charge, or yes, we are. Great job by Cameron Warrens.
That's the third consecutive game that Cameron Warrens has drawn a charge. Well, excuse me, he did get beat on a challenge on Thursday, but another beautiful hustle play by Warrens, and good to see everyone get up after a tough collision.
That's a business decision, though. That's a large human being coming down on you with a lot of momentum. Great play, Cameron Warrens. Energy play, Cameron Warrens.
So Maine struggling to find their offense so far. Warrens, after drawing the charge, thought Gray was relocating, and it's a turnover there for the Celtics. Back-to-back possessions. Maine has turned it over to the Knicks.
I'm guilty of giving him too much superlatives. Maine's only had one lead at 2-love today.
4 turnovers in the second quarter doesn't help their case. Again, Westchester up by as many as 10.
Well, every time they're about to get over the hump, they turn it over or miss a layup.
Diallo taking all the time in the world, and I thought the shot clock was going to fall off the backboard after that slam.
Diallo, he wasn't missing that one. He's going to get more in his 12 minutes today, just like his coach is a native of Senegal.
Bridges, not that time again, and Pate trying to build this Westchester lead. Pate pull up 3. Again, the volume is there from beyond the arc for the Knicks. You can see why their third and 3-point attempt, certainly not shy to take that shot.
Diallo's a handful now. He didn't get credit for the rebound with the deflection, but he already has 4 boards in 9 minutes. That's pretty good. If you play in 30 minutes, that's 15 boards, partner. That's a lot.
That was a point of emphasis for Coach Pressey in pregame. He knew they'd have to find a way to rebound against this team as it stays with Westchester, as Warrens was kind of dumping in there, couldn't get the steal.
Max Shulga adamant for a replay. Coach Pressey believes Max. Max pointing to Boaz Mensah and Nick Papa behind us. The replay crews for Coach Pressey.
There's a quick look at it, and it seems like Coach Pressey and Warrens may have a case. I'll make my claim. That's off the knee of the Knicks. We'll let you know the official ruling when we come back. Welcome back in time now for today's Maine Celtics trivia. Today's question, which Westchester Knicks player scored the most points in a game versus Maine? So again, looking at the opponent, who scored the most versus Maine? The answer coming in the second half. You look like you got a guess, Coach.
My guess is a gentleman we just saw here on Thursday, Moses Brown. That's my guess. The person that usually writes the questions like trickery and a recent opponent.
Sure. He had 27 and 26 against Maine in a playoff game. I'm going to go TJ Warren.
That's a great guess on your part.
Again, the Westchester Knicks were fantastic in 2024-25 as you see Maine inbounding. That was a successful challenge. Like you said, it was too easy. Too easy for Coach Press. He was 0 for 2 in challenges on Thursday. Gets one in the win column here.
Zone by the Knicks.
So they try to get it to the high post. Good things happen, but Westchester does recover. Bridges, contested three right in front of Maine's bench. Ward gets the offensive rebound, goes right back up with the floater. Bridges with 2 more chances at it.
Great defensive play right there.
Yeah, Okani sniffing out that pass, gets the steal.
Great read by Okani. Okani, no stranger to New England, played at Cushing Academy for James Cormier in prep school.
Dink Pate working on Owoma. His former teammate doesn't win the battle. Diallo, he's been wreaking havoc around the paint, but Ward stands his ground.
So you knew that challenge was going to be successful because Max usually doesn't say challenge.
That's right. And Shulga just taking his time, dancing through the floor, left it long.
And you might have seen Max's face, disappointment. That's a shot that he's been working on and was really converting of late. So, you know, when you're working on something, you're getting good, you expect it to work.
Jourdain off front rim. It saves a 5-point lead for Westchester with under 2 minutes to go. Here's Owoma. The crossover, quickly double team. Bridges lets it fly. And Celtics continue to struggle shooting from 3 here today.
They're back under 30. They had it as high as 40%, but back to 30% from distance.
Under 10. The Knicks look a little disjointed. Jourdain to Zelinskis now. Pate's going to have to make something happen. He takes Shulga one-on-one and throws up a prayer, but Diallo kept it alive again.
Okani around the ball again. Nice play by Diallo. He's been a factor, has Diallo.
They credit Okani with the rebound, his 6th of the day, and Diallo gets it done as well on the putback.
6 points for Diallo. 4 points for Diallo, rather. 7 boards.
51-44, less than a minute to go. Hassan Ward from 3 off back rim. Warrens can't win that battle, and again, Westchester the chance to build on this lead.
We know from practice Hassan has worked on that 3-point shot. Amari Williams was going to check in. Coach Pressey's sending him back to the bench with under 40 seconds left in the half.
Diallo, not that time as Ward fights him off.
See if Celtics go 2 for 1, Spencer. They're not going to. Going to run a set.
In fact, the Knicks slowed down Shulga just enough at half court. A little bit of contact there, 10 to go for Max. Two-way rookie out of Ukraine over to Bridges. Hasn't been his night so far, but Maine forces a turnover.
Coach Pressey saying 1 shot.
The Celtics needed that, and they need something to hang their hat on going to the break. Shulga draws the contact on Pate. First foul in the last 2 minutes, so it'll stay with Maine of free throws. They will give Max the little baiting the shot that he loves to do.
He's very good at drawing contact and fouls.
No, they won't.
Celtics going to have 3.4 seconds to run a set. It's interesting. Jamison and Williams were about to check in. It got too late, so both coaches just sent them back to the bench.
So with 3.4 seconds on the clock, it will be side out for Maine. Warren's the inbounder, gets it into Shulga. Shot clock winding down. Max, step back, triple to send Maine into the break. It's off the rim as a tough shooting first half for the Celtics. Just 34% from the floor. And with just 8 guys on the roster, Westchester taking it to Maine early on. They lead 51-44. Celtics trying to step it up in the second half. We'll break it down for you in just a couple minutes.
This copyrighted broadcast of the NBA G League may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA G League.
We're back this season with Bites in Basketball, a podcast brought to you by $3 Deweys. Be sure to check out our latest episode where we sit down with Hayden Gray. You can find that on our Maine Celtics YouTube channel. At UC San Diego, you guys, win the Big West Conference. You're Defender of the Year. You get to go to the NCAA tournament, and you take Michigan down to the wire. And I bring it up because a lot of basketball fans, like the NCAA tournament is a time where people learn about all these guys. They become stars, guys build their brands, and you went viral for a bit, and we were talking behind the scenes. We forgot about this moment because you cut your hair down, you trimmed a little bit. Diehard tournament fans may remember your calling card was you did your press conference after you guys lose short to Michigan, and you asked if you could take the nameplate. You wanted to bring it home, and you weren't sure, and for some reason it kind of circulated. So the first question is, do you still have the nameplate? And two, what was that experience like in the tournament?
Yeah, I still got the nameplate. It's in my room back in San Diego. But, just being in March Madness was a dream come true. I coming from a Division II school and didn't know if that was going to be in the cards. And then going to UC San Diego, they had never really, they were coming from Division II. They were transitioning as well. So it was our first year eligible to make the tournament. We ended up having a great year, winning the conference championship, getting that bid. And so it was all very surreal to me playing on that stage. Growing up, March Madness was always the best time of the year. So being on that stage was awesome, and we came up short, but that team was incredible. And the post-game conference, I was trying to take as much as I could, some towels, and then I saw the nameplate with my name on it. I was like, that's pretty cool. So I asked for it. I didn't think it would blow up like that.
Yeah.
But yeah. Some comments were like, "Oh, that's gonna look good in his enterprise cubicle." So I thought those were pretty good.
Team on three. 1, 2, 3, team! Good hustle. Get out there, yeah. Go, go, go. When you work together as a team, good things happen.
Hello again and welcome courtside here at the Expo. Spencer Martin with John Scheinman. And hey, Westchester comes into this game struggling throughout the season, just 8 guys on their roster, and they're leading 51-44. And I gotta say, if you're sitting at home and you're thinking, man, it felt like Maine did not score at all there at the end of the first half, you're not crazy. The Celtics didn't score in the final 5 minutes and change of that half. Just been that kind of day, and one that Coach Jopp, I'm sure, is happy to take so far.
Coach Jopp has to be pleased with his team's defense. Coach Pressey, on the other hand, has to be really disappointed. We said it on the air early, the Celtics miss bunnies, shots they usually make inside. Well, that continued the whole half, and the Celtics only shot 39% inside the arc. They have to shoot much better than that if they're going to come back and win this game.
Meanwhile, the Knicks made 8 of their first 9 shots, and O'Connor, 10 first quarter points, really got Westchester started.
O'Connor, back in New England where he went to prep school, he was just impacting the game with his energy and effort, and O'Connor's a really good defender as well.
Credit to Maine, they did slow down eventually. Ball, who was 3 for 3 on his first shots from distance. Celtics went on an 11-0 run. They led by 1 at one point there at the end of the first quarter.
And Celtics, when they're going good, the ball's moving and they're knocking down threes, and Kendall Brown's out there getting deflections. Hayden Gray had a few deflections. So Celtics, to the Knicks' credit, Celtics did not have a lot of runouts. They had 4. And the Celtics shot well and made everything difficult for the Knicks, made everything difficult for the Celtics. I look for the Celtics in the second half, Amari Williams to be much more aggressive with his shot making. He only had 3 shots in the first half, so I'm sure Coach Pressey addressed that at halftime.
Yeah, I mean, it's the age-old question from coach to coach. As you check it out, Ball, Zielinskis, and Okani all stepping up, taking advantage of their opportunities, scoring in double figures. What's the message from Coach Pressey? Because pregame we asked him to say, hey, on paper, this is one of those G League trap games. How do you avoid that and get a key win back on track here at home? So what's his message now after a tough first 2 quarters?
I'm sure he's going to say keep shooting the shot. They've missed shots they usually make. Some of them were a bit rushed, and really get after it on the glass and try to create second chance opportunities. Celtics only had 4 second chance points, Spencer.
And just 4 total points were scored in the final 5 minutes of that first half, all of them by Westchester, as Jamison, the offensive follow, goes to build this lead up again for the Knicks in the second half. Remember, Maine beat Westchester both times during tip-off tournament play on the road in New York. That last one wasn't even close, 122-95. It's a completely different story so far, and Bridges trying to change the story of the game so far here.
Key phrase there is so far. Don't forget, both teams are professional. Little double team by the Celtics to change the momentum.
Bridges was 0 for 5 from 3 before he hit that one, and here we go with Awoma on the rebound. Awoma left his feet. Williams was there to bail him out. Shocked to see Bridges didn't take a good closeout by the Knicks. They left Shulga wide open as Bridges drew 2 defenders, and it's back-to-back triples for Maine.
I know the Knicks were confused. They didn't play the ball screen well, left a wide open Shulga. Great read by the Celtics.
And just like that, the lead is down to 3. Feed and Jamison down on the block. He had the mismatch with Brown. Nice feed outside. Pate lets it fly off back rim. Here comes Williams leading the break up to Kendall Brown. Brown outside to Awoma. Make it 3 in a row for the Celtics. Hey, you start knocking down shots, things turn around fast.
Great start by the Celtics. Amari Williams didn't dribble the ball. 9-0 run to start.
The 7-3 of the day. Jamison, nice backdoor feed, finds Pate to put the Knicks back up top.
I stand corrected, 9-4 run. Jamison has 2 baskets, proving why he's on a 2-way contract.
Shulga wants to get in on the action. No call on the contact. 55-53, Westchester lead as Pate steps into another one. He knew that was pure from the moment it left his fingers, and Coach Pressey not wasting any time right now.
And why Coach Pressey called timeout, they did not handle the ball screen coverage well. And you see wide open, nobody matching up. Coach not having it. Quick timeout, should have a great finish.
That was all Max. right, welcome back, Celtics fans, and be sure to check out Bites and Basketball. Episode 3 is live with Hayden Gray, presented by $3 Dewey's. Streaming now on the Maine Celtics YouTube channel, where we talk about Gray living up to that college reputation, how his game has translated to the G League, and how his life as a California kid has translated to New England.
That was a great interview you had with Hayden Gray at $3 Dewey's. And folks, you should watch that. I encourage you. It talks about great example of the G League.
Bucket and the foul for Amari Williams. And how about the timeout from Coach Pressey? Blown assignment on defense, draws up a nice possession back on the other end of the floor.
Right. He's like, we're not going to live with these missed assignments. A nice timeout play, getting the ball to your best player, a little pick and roll action. Williams going to the rack for the traditional three-point play. He's up to 10 on the afternoon. And I want to finish my point. Great episode with Spencer Martin and Hayden Gray. And it just talks about the trials and tribulations of a college player and a G League player. Really fascinating listen to.
Yeah, and he's loving his opportunities with the Celtics organization. Kendall Brown, the steal. Brown with the 2 is just like that. The Maine Celtics level it up again.
That's what the Celtics at their best when they get those steals and runouts.
KB up to 10 points on the 12th turnover by Westchester. Again, they average over 18 a game this season in the G.
Coach Pressey talks about their defense being infectious.
Jamison, a little handoff to Pate, and Jamison can't get the follow, but a foul's called.
And Amari Williams has his hand up.
Yeah, because Jalen Bridges in the area with 2 fouls. But it will go to Amari, his first personal foul in the day.
I just thought it was like old school. You know, the old school, you had to raise your hand,
right,
and the ref pointed right at you. I don't think either one of those things would fly in today's society. But Amari being the proper gentleman that he is.
And Jamison puts the glasses over his eyebrows for the free throw, 50% foul shooter.
So we learned Jamison shoots free throws without his goggles and yells at the officials without his goggles.
That's right.
Okay, we've got it.
Bridges nearly sniffed out a steal. The Knicks seem to find a way to win these possessions. Bridges comes to the scorer's table. Shulga picks up the loose ball. Williams, the A-tree coming down the tracks. Wow! Expo crowd coming to their feet. The hoop and the harm. That's Maine Celtics basketball at its finest.
That was spectacular. Amari Williams letting everybody know he's back.
And what an effort play by Jalen Bridges to set it all up. The former Baylor standout getting it done, chasing down the loose ball.
Williams is up to 13 on the afternoon, going for 14.
He's been making a living at the free throw line, 8 points on the day on a perfect 4 of 4 shooting. With the announcer's jinx, again, apologize to Williams and his family back home.
That's all you. And it was nice of Jalen Bridges to stop by and say hello to save the ball. Monitors flying, papers flying. It's great. Great energy.
And the Maine Celtics up by 2, as that has to be a travel, no call. And it sets up Ball, who can't convert on the open corner 3.
Yes,
watch out, KB's up ahead. Dishes down to Williams. It's domination time, as all you can do is foul the big rookie out of Kentucky.
Both of us usually not animated on calls, but that was that's automatic when you're running and the ball's on your hip. But great job by Max to Kendall and Amari getting fouled. And this is what Amari, especially on this level, Coach Pressey says he has to dominate when he comes to the G. They should not be able to guard him. Every time he has the ball, he needs to either score, an assist, or get to the free throw line, as we're seeing right now. Oh, boy, did you do the announcer's jinx button. Holy Toledo.
I stayed speechless there. I was trying to turn the corner there for Amari Williams. Again, what a week it's been, as he's finally transferred back to Maine after 6 games with Boston, 2 career starts. And Celtics fans, at least here in Maine, happy to see him at the Expos. He one-handed hauls in that rebound and, again, leads the break, the point center.
And to finish Spencer's point. Last Friday at 10:30 in the morning, he was in this gym preparing for Greensboro, and he got the call to go to Brooklyn to meet the Celtics, and he played 3 games, 2 of them starts. Nice birthday present for him getting a start, in fact.
It looks like he'll get a break there, and I love, media asking him, what's it like? Do you have that kind of wow, I'm in the NBA moment? And he admitted when he played against Detroit back in November, he kind of felt that feeling then, but ever since, he's just like every game, it's just another game. It's just business. He's really settled in no matter where he is.
So Jalen Bridges just got 2 double daps from his coach for his hustle play to start the break earlier. Coaches appreciate the hustle. Jalen Bridges, a true professional.
And Owoma, the latest Celtics, to get in the double figures after that free throw. Let's see if that gets Tosa and Owoma going just 3 of 8 from the floor to this point.
Is this the Celtics' largest lead, Spence?
It was.
I spoke too quickly.
It was, as Jamison also has been great for Westchester. His 4th assist. Shulga dances through the lane and the finger rolls on in.
That was a great read by Max. Off the pick and roll, they doubled who was the roll man, so Max just went and finished. Very mature play. Coach Pressey's going to be happy with that read.
Okani coming right back at Owoma, who took a shot in the face, recovers for the defensive possession, and he gets the steal. What a recovery from Owoma. Up ahead to Brown. Watch out. He's clear for takeoff. Coach Jopp needs a timeout after the latest slam from KB.
And you mentioned Owoma on the steal, but Max Shulga got the deflection. This was the Max Shulga show right here. Got the deflections, going to get the pass, the finish for KB. Celtics by 6.
Answer to some Maine Celtics trivia, and the question was, which Westchester Knicks player scored the most points in the game versus Maine? Oh, you're gonna love this, Coach. You said it was someone who played against us on Thursday, right? You were close.
Okay.
It's not Moses Brown. Your answer? James Akinjo.
Oh, wow.
Scored 40 on November 6, 2022. Akinjo now playing for those Grand Rapids Gold. Did not play in Thursday's overtime contest at the Expo. But you were sniffing down the right path.
And Akinjo, he can score, as proven. Celtics are up 22-9 this quarter, 8 of 9 from the floor.
So the Knicks go back to their two-way player. A good look that Jamison can't score on.
Jameson has some really good textbook moves.
And you see it there, Owoma, I mean, that was just a couple seconds. We talk about Westchester being last in the G League in terms of pace. How about this pace in the third quarter for Maine?
Pace is all Celtics, and I'm sure Coach Pressey said a lot of that at halftime. And that's the pace they need to play at. And organizationally, that's the pace they need to play at. And organizationally, the Knicks play at a slower pace.
The Celtics starting to assert their will with an 8-point lead. Ward, high arcing kind of hook shot off front rim.
Those are the ones who just got to finish a little bit better or higher off the glass, Spencer.
Dink Pate can't get the Knicks back on track. The put back off as well as Maine continues to get up and down the floor. Brown relocates to the corner. Owoma, ball fake, and the one-handed flush. It's a 10-point Celtics lead.
Love to make this point. Kendall Brown made the play possession, not position. So he couldn't score, but he maintained possession. Owoma was the winner of that. And just Shoga didn't get the assist. He got the hockey assist.
And the trap, watch out on the open floor. Kendall Brown with the hammer. Coach Job's going to let his team play it out, but Maine outscoring Westchester 28-9 on 11 of 13 shooting in this quarter.
It's like the sweater game. They're hot.
Okani, there's still a lid on this basket for Westchester. Nothing working out for him right now. Until there.
Well,
I'm 2 for 2 on the old announcer jinx
maybe
today.
it's the basket because we talked about the Celtics being a step slow and $1 short. In the first half, missing shots they usually make. The Knicks couldn't buy a basket. Now the Celtics defense has a lot to do with that.
Hayden Gray does well to navigate the Westchester traffic. It's been all Awoma in the third quarter, but he misses that three. Still 9 points in this third quarter on the first miss of the day for Tosan.
Tosan has 14 so far on the afternoon, 2 assists and 3 boards. As we talked about this, he wants to show the Knicks they made a mistake in not keeping him on a 2-way contract. And even Coach Pressey shared that he won't be here long, close quote. And in the G League, folks, people want everybody to develop and advance.
Yeah, Awoma did play 12 games with Westchester, averaging 17 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, as the Knicks now have strung together a couple possessions. Interesting with Awoma, though, averages, like you say, making a pay, up to 20 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, and his three-point shooting from 26% with the Knicks to 38% with Maine.
Organizational philosophy, partner. Celtics were in the zone last time down the floor. Again, that was the, you hear me talk about this all the time, the little delayed whistle.
Right.
You see Hassan Ward like, come on. I got fouled. And, of course, Coach Jop doesn't agree.
And that is the 4th personal foul on Jamison. Jourdain also with 4 personal fouls, as those starting to mount for Westchester on a day where they don't have a lot of depth to turn to.
Finish my point, Spencer Martin. That's what I was going to say. When you can't be in foul trouble when you have a limited bench. In the G League, you have to dress 8 players. So Knicks have dressed the minimum today because of injuries and call-ups.
Hassan Ward comes up empty, shooting the 1 for 2. 72-65, Maine Celtics lead. Jamison chisels into that a little bit more as Maine is in the bonus for this remaining 4 minutes here in the third quarter.
Celtics staying in their zone look on defense. Knicks have scored the past 2 possessions.
Gray picked up his dribble, went over to Warrens. Celtics getting a little stagnant as Pate came out on Gray. Bradshaw down to KB, looking for option. Shot clock at 3. Gray lets it go from D. Bradshaw can't save it out of bounds. Again, Westchester a chance to kind of continue to just fight here, just hang around.
They've shown great resilience all day. Officials not allowing the Celtics to sub on it out of bounds. Coach Skylar Reimer was disappointed. He's in charge of the substitutions for Coach Pressey.
Dink Pate, hounded by Ward. Hassan out on the guard, doing well to slow down the sharpshooter. There's Ball in off front rim. And Hayden Gray leads the break for Maine and then slows it down for a moment, picks it back up, a little change of pace play. Ward's going to try his luck for the second time today from 3, and Warren's right on time at the right place, scores.
Celtics, their version of transition defense is offensive rebound and getting those deflections. That's textbook right there. Kendall Brown just kept it alive. Easy hoop for the Celtics.
Then a breakdown on defense on the other end. Still a 5-point lead for the Celtics. Warren's left open in the corner, and he makes the Knicks pay. 5 in a row from Cameron Warrens.
Warrens did not shoot well on Thursday, so it's got to feel good having a good shooting night today, or afternoon, I should say.
The pace starting to slow back down to Westchester's favors. Pate went off the backboard. Bradshaw's trying to speed it back up for the Celtics. Goes right at Ball. A little wild, and they'll say it stays with Maine. We'll see if Coach Jop challenges this.
Yeah, well, his team certainly wants him to. Let's see. Who's the ball out of bounds?
No, I see right there off the shorts. I believe, of Diallo.
Well, nope, they've reversed the. Are we going challenge or reverse the call? They reversed the call.
Yep, they reversed the call. So the argument at least won by Sagana Jop, and then more discussion. We're staying with Maine. Don't listen to us.
Don't listen. Well, in all seriousness, the lack of mechanics, we weren't paying. We were like the players. We weren't paying attention, so we're guilty.
Williams back into the game along with Bridges.
No excuses, partner, but I'm hiding behind the fact that Amari Williams was in front of me for a lot of that.
Well, Amari Williams was in front of a lot of the Westchester defense for that. Bridges had a lot of space. He talked about that being one of the main things he's working with both sets of Celtic staff, is the ability to become an elite screener at the next level.
And that's a lot of finesse that people don't realize to be an elite screener. And with his body type, he could truly be an elite screener.
Tapped away. Here's Williams one-on-one with Pate. Will slow it down. Warrens will stay in the half-court game. The eyes of Amari Williams is saying go to Cameron Warrens. Extra pass. Pedro Bradshaw. No. You said like a quarterback. That was on display there. It was like he was running a snap count with his teammates.
That's good. That's a great analogy on your part.
Pate has been quiet in this second half. He's hounded by Gray. Second steal of the day by Hayden Gray. And yeah, no doubt about this one.
So when you have two elite defenders like that, that's textbook. It's like the two best defenders last year in college basketball. You might as well just give the ball away. Look at this. Two quick hands individuals, and Amari Williams is also an official. See, look when he goes up to Boston, he learns technique. That's the way to call
that. Well done. As the officials were discussing, and it will be a clear path foul. So Hayden Gray will be shooting 1 for 2 here after the clear path foul charge to Westchester.
And that was the video you use when you try to teach what a clear path foul is. Oh, that's too bad for Hayden Gray. But when there's nobody between you and the basket and the defender fouls you to prevent an easy basket. So the rules to prevent those types of fouls. But it paid off for Westchester, so that was a good foul.
At least it'll stay with the Celtics, so maybe they can make him pay. But right you are about what a scary sight that is when Hayden Gray and Amari Williams are trapping you at half court.
And to your point, that's why they have the rules. So the Celtics also gain possession in addition to the free throws. And where the old way, you just like hack a shack, if you will.
There's a 10-point lead at 1 point in the first half for Westchester. It's a 10-point lead right now for Maine with less than 60 seconds to go in the third. A step back jumper by Warrens is no good, and so you're right, the clear path foul pays off for the Knicks. Jamison to Pate, the volume scorer, struggling here in the second half. That looked like it was last touched by the Knicks, and it will go Maine's way.
2-for-1 potential opportunity for the Celtics. 8-second difference. They're going quick. Looks like they're not going to have it, though.
Bradshaw, the line drive 3 is no good, and so you're right. They don't get it off in time. The Knicks get to hold for the final shot here.
That's the analytics we were chatting with Coach Presley before the game, and we often chat with him about analytics.
That's something that they preach from the top down from Boston to Maine. Is Pate 1 for 9 from 3 in the game. He's holding for last shot, tries to get a step back 3 over 2 Celtics defenders and just hit backboard. The heave from Williams looked good, but it didn't matter. Doesn't get off in time. What a third quarter by the Maine Celtics, leading 79-69. See if they can get back on track here in the fourth quarter against Westchester. Welcome back, and the Maine Celtics were putting on a dunk show in that third quarter. They forced 5 turnovers that translated to 8 points on offense. This is that identity that Coach Pressey loves to see from his team.
A lot of points off steals and assists. Celtics are up to 21 assists, and you mentioned they had no turnovers in that quarter. That is winning basketball, and they flipped the switch. But as we saw on Thursday evening, games are 48 minutes, not 36 minutes, and there's a long way to go in this one.
And Maine outscoring the Knicks 35-18 in that third quarter. Coach Pressey telling this group they need to be the smartest team, the toughest team, and the most connected team. That's what they need for this final 12 minutes to get back on track at home. Shot clock at 5. Bridges from 3. Nothing but nylon.
Celtics did a great job. It was Warren's got the ball in the paint, forcing the Knicks defense to collapse.
Jalen Bridges was 0 for 5 from 3 until he's made his last 2 in a row. Crowd chant defense for their Celtics team. Amari Williams, wow, what a finish from Okani over Williams.
That might be the best finish I've seen all year because of just who it was against.
Bridges.
Not the most flashy, just the best.
Off the mark for Jalen Bridges.
So back to the Okani. That was a professional finish. I'm harping on that. That's a competitor.
Ball working with Jamison, goes right at Williams, and they'll get the second-round draft pick for Boston on the foul.
I thought Ball was going to travel, but the reason he was going to travel because he was fouled.
Just the 7th personal foul of the day against the Maine Celtics. Right at 15 of them for Westchester. Still a little bit of discussion here. Coach Pressey with a big smile on his face, telling Maine to just play this through.
And Westchester, one reason the Knicks haven't fouled, Westchester doesn't play at a pace that's conducive to drawing fouls today. Shooting threes and
I say their pace doesn't play to it, and then also that percentage of 3-point shots. Again today, staying with their average, nearly 50% of their shots today have been from beyond the arc. So you're right, you won't get a lot of fouls that way.
Right, to your point, 33 of 67 shots is from behind the arc.
Hayden Gray from deep. Westchester trying to weather the storm. Celtics do recover. Here's Okani. Ball stepping up again with a lot of guys out for the Knicks. It was last touched by Williams. Excuse me, it'll go Maine's way. They're going to say hit the backboard.
No, it hit the backboard, and that's a great play. Celtics won't get credit for a deflection or anything, but Williams made that play by just closing the space. Another little thing.
And then after forcing that turnover, he wanted to inbound the ball as quick as possible, and they haven't let Westchester breathe since then. And a wide open look, one that the Celtics will take, doesn't go in for Warrens.
On my unofficial triple-double watch for Mario Williams, 10 rebounds, 13 points, only 5 assists. But the Celtics have missed enough shots in the first half so this is an unofficial triple-double for Mr. Williams.
Zelinskis steps into a 3, and like you said, things were going great in the third quarter. It doesn't matter. We still have a lot of time left here.
2-possession game, Spencer Martin.
Warrens over to Williams, a left-handed push shot showing off the finesse.
Having a great game is Cameron Warrens, 3 of 5 from the floor. Just does all the little things for his club.
Ball, back-to-back threes for Westchester's, keeping them in this game.
They're fire or retire.
They're trying to snap a little losing streak themselves as Williams again is left wide open, and Warrens somehow found a way to tip that back in.
And what you said, somehow he does everything. That time it was a deflection. Before that was on a mid-range, some knockdown threes, defends.
For the third time in a row, the Knicks dial up a wide open 3, but Jourdain can't convert. Amari Williams looks like he needs a break out there, looking to the coaching staff. Hayden Gray says you can't take a break just yet, dumps it down to Williams, steps through, and the left-handed lay-in.
Break, Schmake, keep playing. Coach Jobs calling timeout to give Amari Williams a breather.
17 points on the day for the two-way player. Celtics in front 88-79, 8 and some change to go here in Portland. The road ahead is presented by Unitil. Another matchup at the same time tomorrow against Westchester. Then it's off to Sioux Falls on February 4th and 6th. Maine takes another stop in Iowa on the 7th before returning home. Remember, find your tickets for all Maine Celtics home games available at MaineCeltics.com, as it's kind of that part of the game where fans are feeling good but also a little bit anxious. Well, on Thursday, talk about that loss in overtime to Grand Rapids. That was the first time all year Maine lost when they led by 10 or more after leading through 3 quarters. Celtics were 9-0 before that overtime loss to the Gold.
It was a great comeback by the Gold, and we haven't talked about that. In that particular game, the Celtics were really, really, really short-handed.
Yeah.
As no Woma, no Williams. Aaron Scott, who hasn't played today, was fantastic, with Ward only playing 11. It was 10 minutes and 41 seconds, so round up to 11 minutes. But you know what? Each day is uniquely different, and you got to make plays and plays. That's why sports are the greatest thing on television, because the only thing that's not rehearsed. Except for maybe Sunday's game, because of some tape delay. In some places.
In some places. Couldn't agree more as Awoma up to 16 on the day. Beautiful steal by Bridges. He's making all of the hustle plays in the second half. Awoma on the other end. Beautiful gather step and score for Maine.
Off 2 feet, turns the hip. Mature play by Awoma. Does everything right. And Awoma looks a little banged up.
He was trying to contest that shot, and you're right. Still a little shaken up as Zielinskis snuck that past him.
At the timeout, Hassan Ward checked in for Mari Williams. You saw Mari Williams was asking for a breather, and I'm sure we have 2 subs coming to the table. My guess is Awoma will be one of the players being replaced. But I'm incorrect, it looks like.
Bradshaw and Bridges will take a break here. See if they call the foul. They just called that a kick ball on the side, because it would have been the 5th personal foul on Jamison. Instead, it stays with Maine, 16 on the shot clock. Shulga and Hayden Gray. A couple point guards sharing the floor. Watch out! Hassan Ward, the tomahawk.
Hayden Gray, he can play. Great dime to Hassan Ward for the finish. Exclamation point.
Gray making it easy for his big guys out there today. Stepped in, somehow the circus shot from Dink Payton drops.
Big time shot by Payton. With the Frenchman using English. Excuse me, Payton from Dallas, Texas. I stand corrected.
Awoma dumps it down to Ward. Contested shot. Finds a way in. Hassan Ward up to 10 points.
So for Payton, we'll say that was Texas tough shot.
All right, all right. Jamison will draw the foul on Ward, using all that big body, the two-way player.
Jamison, when he gets inside the paint, he's got a lot of arsenal. Makes him hard to guard in there. And we'll flip the goggles so you can see to make the free throw. It's a broad shoulders, big body.
Right around 50% from the free throw line this season, 0 for 1 on the day. taking some inspiration from the former Nick great Amari Stoudemire, bringing the glasses up to his forehead, see if it pays off. No, 0 for 2, and Shulga chases down the long offensive rebound.
High IQ play by Max.
Oh, look out, Kendall Brown found somebody right under the floor, and Hayden Gray continues to find his teammates.
How about his assist, Gray? Up to 8 on the day. He can play.
Had 12 in the game against Westchester during the tip-off tournament.
Hayden Gray had no Division I offers out of high school, all Division II offers.
That's right, started his career out of Azusa Pacific before going to UC San Diego and helping him get to the NCAA tournament, as they'll say no shot.
They're going to call a foul on Hassan Ward, I believe. You go ahead, I'll let you finish.
No,
about
go.
Finish San Diego. That was a great story you and he shared on Bites and Basketball.
Yeah, going to UC San Diego and just finding a way to stay close to home, the Carlsbad native, and kind of been underestimated his whole career. I mean, they took Michigan to the brink during the NCAA tournament, and the casual fan may remember him going viral, and he was asking for anything he could get his hands on at the NCAA tournament, any type of memorabilia he could take.
He took his nameplate, he took the towels, it was great.
Jamison down low, rattles in another one, starting to assert his will. 14 points for the two-way player, but still Maine maintaining that 11-point advantage.
Steve Kerr is from San Diego, as is Bill Walton. Great basketball city is San Diego.
Shulga up top to Ward. The guard's doing well to find Hassan today.
Ward doing a great job in getting in the dunker spot behind the zone defense. That's Shulga's 5th assist.
And the 30th assist on 39 made field goals for the Maine Celtics. Everyone's getting involved as Dink Pate, that's the most open he's been today, and he rattles it in. Pate was 1 for 10 from 3 before that shot.
I believe he's up to 16.
5 minutes to go, 10-point Celtics lead.
Pate is definitely fire or retire from 3. He's 2 of 11. It's a lot of retiring.
Shulga trying to create some separation against Jourdain. It's just 2 on the shot clock. Again, Gray will have to chuck something up. Goes out the glass. Ward the putback. No. Dink Pate coming the other way. Coach Jop is going to take his timeout. Coach Jop, been with this organization since 2022, the head coach and the general manager. We'll see what he draws up here as Westchester trailing by 10. See if they can mount a comeback here at the Expo. All right, time now for the Bill Dodge GMC Buick drive of the game. Jalen Bridges joining us here at the table, and Amari Williams with the flush plus the foul. That had to be the Bill Dodge GMC Buick drive of the game, part of that 35-point third quarter for the Celtics.
Well, Spence, you and I are very fortuitous that it wasn't reversed. It wasn't Amari running at us and crashing into us. That was a good trade.
Yeah, I'll take that.
We got
trade.
the better end of that.
See what the Knicks can draw up out of the timeout. Maine's going to trap Pate. I assume just kind of get Westchester playing a lot more quick in their action than they're used to. Pate no good. The putback slam, Okani.
Connie's up to 14 on the day. That's his 10th rebound. A double-double, picking up the slack for his injured teammates.
We said Westchester last in the G League in multiple categories, but they're still a strong rebounding team. They've out-rebounded the Celtics 46-40 today, as Williams with the shot clock going down went right at Jamison, and kind of a disgusted look from Jamison. He's not used to that train coming right at him.
No, that's two-way versus two-way right there. And that's the plays Amari needs to make, and Coach Pressey keeps imploring on him. And on my triple-double watch, I've remiss that I didn't say that's Amari's 9th double-double of the season for the Maine Celtics.
Shoga fell to the floor. Jourdain with the shooter's bounce makes him pay for that slip.
Jourdain held that foul through for a long time, getting it to get the second roll.
The lead was as many as 13 for the Celtics. It's just 7 right now with over 3 minutes to go. Awoma, everything but the finish, but he was fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line here.
Great cut by Awoma. And you see who made that pass?
Amari Williams.
That's why it's an unofficial John Scheinman triple-double, because, see, if he didn't get fouled, that would have been a made layup. And obviously, I speak in jest, folks, but I'm really trying to emphasize Amari Williams' total floor play. And when he's here being in Maine, he's always smiling and sharing a rock with his teammates.
And a cool possession for those from the UK, a Nottingham, England native to a Newcastle, England native. Awoma not shy talking about how he knows that they're important in inspiring a future generation of British-born basketball players.
Newcastle up in the northeast corner, close to Scotland.
Okani lost it for a moment. Awoma will get fouled by Okani.
Good job by Awoma just being around, forcing Okani to foul him. Not shooting.
And Awoma waived on January 7th by the Westchester Knicks. They later signed Dylan Jones to a two-way deal, making his team pay the price so far today. Up to 20 points to lead all scorers for the Celtics. The Celtics are trying to put their finishing touches on it. Williams goes down the lane. Outside to Awoma, thought about it. He'll take his time here going one-on-one. Wow, how about the patience? Who can stop on a dime like that and not travel?
With 2 seconds on his shot clock. Big time stop on a dime. Again, high off the backboard. Mature finish.
Awoma 8 for 14 on the day, 22 points, as Amari Williams soars for the rebound.
Coach Pressey might choose to go slow here, Spencer, but
his team
nope, they
isn't.
are.
Just relieving the pressure. Backdoor pass, Kendall Brown. Maybe the dagger dunk from KB. That partnership, it's good to see Williams and Brown connecting once again.
6 assists for Amari.
And a 108-95 lead for the Maine Celtics. Looking to bounce back after a loss to Grand Rapids. They've outscored Westchester 64-44 in this second half, with 64 points coming in the paint.
Well, you know, I like to use baseball and football analogies. On Thursday, the Celtics couldn't close the deal. Like in baseball, the hardest outs to get are the last ones. Well, today, they have their closer back in Mr. Williams.
Yeah, doing it without another closer in Ron Harper Jr. and Williams stepping up right into that role. I can't imagine what it's like as a player to be, on the bench in Boston. You don't know if you're going to start. You don't know if you're going to play 2 minutes or no minutes at all. And then you come over here to Maine and everyone knows that you're going to be the focal point. You're going to have to play 30 minutes. You're going to have to get it done at multiple levels, and he's been up for the challenge.
Well, this is what, he was transferred back to Maine yesterday, so he's in Maine, got a good night's rest, was not on the bench for the Boston Celtics last evening, and this is exactly the performance that they wanted him to show.
They've matched their largest lead of the day at 13 with under 2 minutes to go. It'll be a foul on the drive here by Jourdain.
And we're going to go to traditional free throws at 1:55. See Jourdain going to the rack.
If they get Kendall Brown with the foul, his first personal.
KB got too much body underneath. Point of emphasis, Spencer, to protect the shooter.
Let's talk about point of emphasis. We mentioned turnovers. Maine hasn't had a single turnover in the second half. I mean, that's unheard of.
Unheard of. I can't remember it, actually, in any game at any level.
Yeah.
I mean, that's very impressive. But when your point guards and when your head coach rather was a former NBA point guard and the son of a coach, Coach Pressey is the son of a coach and a player. A lot of emphasis on taking care of the ball.
Yeah, former NBA player and assistant coach Paul Pressey back in the Expo again today, watching his son in his first year as a head coach as Jourdain misses the free throw.
Well, you're a dad for 2 weeks. I'm a dad for 31 years, and Paul Pressey's a dad for many moons as well. We're always proud of our children.
I may need to buy a lottery ticket after this because I'm 3 for 3 on the announcers jink, as there was Maine's first turnover of the second half.
You're trying to buy the lottery ticket for the reverse. And again, this is 3.1 possessions, folks, as we learned on Thursday. Long way to go. You got to execute down the stretch and make free throws.
Awolma, 50 career NBA games. Can't score the three as he was trying to add another dagger. It's still alive here if you're the Westchester Knicks. Dink Pate pushing the pace.
See, a 3 and a 3 is a 6-point swing.
Celtics do well to slow down Westchester in the half court. Pate, the crossover, the mid-range off the mark. Awolma chases down his fourth rebound.
So that if the Knicks had a shot, they needed to shoot a quick three. So it's all over but the singing. The Celtics are going to go in victory formation. Nice bounce back win prematurely for the Celtics here in the Expo.
How often do you see your center wave off your point guard as they bleed this out? I mean, Kendall Brown was fouled, but a rookie center is standing at half court, dribbling out the final moments of the game, and he waved off Max Scholga.
That's what Amari Williams does. A multi-tooled player. When he gets to the NBA and has his decade-long career as predicted by yours truly, one of the abilities is because he could guard 1 through 5. And as we talked about earlier on the air, you know, gets the little soft things, the finesse on screens, a true go-to move.
And he earned that praise from Boston Celtic Peyton Pritchard, who he shared a birthday with. Pritchard said, we need to take advantage of Amari's passing more. I mean, up here we know it's about his screening and rebounding, shot blocking ability, but he's like, man, that guy can really pass, and we need to take better advantage of it.
And us knowing that, I want to say, no, what, blank, blank, because we know that he's a phenomenal passer. Great win for the Celtics. Listen to the crowd stand and applaud.
It's a key 5-game homestand for the Maine Celtics. They've come up short 1 of 2 in their last games here, but Amari Williams helps Maine get back on track as there will be just 1 second remaining as he dribbles it out. That will technically add another turnover to Maine's total on the day, but 108-98 in the first of a back-to-back against the Westchester Knicks. Stay with us. We'll be back with Amari Williams, your player of the game, in just a moment.